The leading cause of accidental death in children ages 1 to 4 in the U.S. is drowning, and drowning is preventable.
In order to prevent it, we have to think about layers of protection for our kids. WKRG News 5's Cherish Lombard tells you why you may want to consider ISR, Infant Swimming Resource Self-Rescue.
Living on the Gulf Coast, water is life. We're surrounded by it. So learning how to swim early on is so important. How early, you ask? Well, about this age.
Most of us don't remember being this young. Although it may be a little uncomfortable at first, children who start swim lessons when they're babies are learning something they'll never forget, something that could save their life.
It's amazing. It's mind-blowing. He can flip over and float and stay in his float until someone grabs him.
Crane, who you see here, is 15 months old. But ISR instructor Lauren Burgoon says kids can start self-rescue as young as 6 months old.
As soon as they start kind of moving around and getting to where they're mobile and they can get out the door or get away from you quickly is a great time to start thinking about self-rescue.
That's because a child under 30 pounds can drown within 30 seconds. Let's start a timer to see just how quickly those seconds pass. And go. Instructor Jill Phillips knows how quickly 30 seconds go by all too well. She had her own frightening experience at a water park.
All the dads were taking the children down the water slide, and I was waiting for everyone to come down, and our son Nolan never came down. The lifeguards blew the whistle. They had to get everyone out of the water searching for my son. And
take a look at that timer on your screen. You see those 30 seconds are up. That's how fast your child could drown.
It was terrifying.
Thankfully, Jill's son wasn't in the water. He was in a nearby restroom.
I was there, keeping my eye on him, and it still happened.
Getting an infant to do this takes time.
Lessons are very slow. Our #1 priority is breath control. As we work with them, we ensure that they have that before we move on to a rollback. And so definitely we are conveying to them that when your mouth is out of the water, that's where you're going to get your air.
Jill says every step is a mix of sensory motor learning and Pavlov's theory.
We work with the water levels on their face. They understand that as that water level goes up, that means the water is coming, that I need to close my mouth. We give cues under the water.
And a 9-month-old baby would recognize that?
Yes.
That process also takes trust.
Part of what we're doing is setting up a bond and a trust between ourselves and the students, and we're controlling the environment so that each day and each little step that they go, that they become more and more confident, not only in the fact that we're going to keep them safe, but also in their own ability to help themselves in the water.
As kids get older, lessons get more complex.
She was very nervous at first, as any kid would be doing swim lessons, but now she can swim to the edge, swim to a person. She can float for a significant amount of time in case she had gotten in the water without us, and it's really just astounding to see.
These moms find these survival swimming lessons invaluable.
To have that security to know that every child was able to self-rescue if they were to fall in the water, I really feel like you can't put a price on that.
Because 30 seconds fly by before you know it. With photojournalist Arnell Hamilton, Cherish Lombard, WKRG News 5.
Lauren and Jill are both certified ISR instructors, and while they don't recommend trying the techniques they use at home, there are a few things they say you should and shouldn't do. They don't recommend using puddle jumpers and other flotation devices in and around your pool because those give children a false sense of security.
Make sure you have a fence with a self-latching gate and an alarm around your pool. Always tell your children not to go into the water without an adult there. Make sure they don't. Be with them every time they're in a pool. Work with them and also learn CPR.